Zach, another therapy session loading. This one is rough. All right. This is not the Denver Broncos, a good, competent team that you've seen, beat Philly, win some games. This was Jacoby Brissett in a 2-5 team that I don't think that you just lost to, Zach. You got outplayed. And there were times that you felt like you were going to come back. Arizona literally was just more prepared than you. You turned the ball over early. You couldn't get in the box early. Jake Ferguson had an awful game. The offense really had no flow, no rhythm. Made a push late, but at the end of the day, another disgusting loss, and Zach is starting to feel like the season is slipping away. We have to come on here. We have to stay stoic, but I can't lie. I didn't do any pregame stuff because I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to get my hopes up. And I was talking to you last week like, man, you know what? If you lose to Arizona, you have an issue. Well, Zach, you have an issue. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah. About as good as everybody in the chat. I'm seeing the chat right now, just all caps. Mad. Like you said, we kind of marked this game after the Broncos. Like, okay, you lose this one, we're gonna really start. Me and Fletch are really gonna probably start talking some draft stuff. Last year I think we did our top 10 wide receivers or running backs in November, like maybe the end of November. We might be getting back there now. Like it's just so demoralizing, dude. And it's gotten to a point where we can only talk about the same thing so much before we feel like we're constantly repeating ourselves. Like I try to get on here and not say the same things over and over and over, but all of these games happen the exact same way. And I was thinking in the third quarter, I think it was 27-10 or 27-10. Like most teams, by that point would usually give up between 14, 17, and 20 points. Like you would feel like you're in the game. But with this defense, you're down 17 early in the third because it means 27-10. So the offense didn't play well tonight either. The only word that I go for this game is sloppy. Sloppy, terrible. Just the turnovers, the red zone. It was all bad. It was bad on both sides of the ball. Like we can talk about this offense a little bit too, because I feel like they haven't been good for 2 weeks now. They're really bad in the red zone. That's continued to be an issue. Like they're so explosive until they get down into the red zone, and something happens. This one was just ugly from start to finish. There was never a spot in this game that was like a bright spot that you can look at. The special teams touchdown right after Cardinals get the ball back, go 80 yards, 85 yards, whatever it was, just easy.
You talk about special teams. I don't understand why Turpin is bringing the ball out every time and getting like to the 24, 25. And then we can't get guys down before the freaking, 40. It feels like I don't know. Our special teams coverage has just annoyed me, but you guys aren't here to talk about special teams. Zach, the biggest takeaway I had was like, it's starting to feel like the players that we paid are just either giving up or just like decided to say, we got paid, we're not going to play well anymore. And I want to call out DaRon Bland. I've called out Diggs for a while. DaRon Bland literally had his worst showing as a Cowboy. And that goes without saying. I mean, that's let me not say that goes without saying, but I think that's discouraging, man, because, we'll get on this front office for not paying guys and not doing the right thing. And then you pay a guy and people wanted more man coverage. You got more man coverage tonight. You see Marquise Bell getting beat. You see DaRon Bland just getting completely toasted. You see these guys blitzing, not getting home. But DaRon Bland, no awareness, no grit, missing tackles, literally does a front flip. He gets cooked so bad. And that to me is just like, all right, now you guys are just not focused, just as a team. And then I also want to call out Brian Schottenheimer. Shotty talks a great game. He does. But now I'm starting to get the vibe at times. And we'll recap the game. But my biggest takeaway is like, hey, man, you talk a great game, bro. And I love it. But now it's starting to feel like these guys aren't tapped into what you're saying. And now that the offense is starting to falter and the offense is starting to take a step back, it's like now it really looks bad because you look at that first drive, Zach, and you're not able to get points on that first drive. What are we doing in the red area?
Dude. I'm like this weird spot with Shoddy and how it's played out this year. This team is just not cohesive. We've talked about this on the defensive side of the ball, the offense. Like Shoddy is the head coach, and this team feels as disjointed as it ever has. And offensively, like they have their own issues down in the red zone. Just not doing the simple things, outthinking himself, getting too high when it is the offense is out there and they score, they don't score, or turn the ball over on downs. I think Shoddy has a plan and an idea of what he wants to do. Like in theory, it sounds great and awesome, but when you put it into practice, it's a little bit different. And I think that's what we're kind of seeing. We're also seeing a rookie head coach with a historically bad defense playing offense, no joke, like rookie Madden. Like that. I mean, the other team's playing rookie mode against your defense, but Shoddy's calling, like, why is there 2 routes being ran on I think it was a 4th down, or maybe it was a 3rd and long. Like, why is there 2 long developing routes being ran on a 4th and 6, a 4th and 7? Like, what? Some of the stuff that he does, he just panics when he gets down there. The smart thing, like hand the ball off to Javonte Williams. Yeah, did that freeze on you?
You're good. I mean, it did, but I mean, that's the type of night it's been, Zach. It's all good.
Yeah, I was about to say, dude, my internet's like the Cowboys defense, always letting us down. But
choppy.
It just feels disjointed. The whole team does, really. And we saw with the offense tonight. I don't know what's going on in the red zone. Give the ball to Javonte. It seems like they don't even know Pickens is on the team when they get down there. And I'm not calling out CD. Love CD. It's felt a little weird since he got back in terms of who are they trying to run the offense through?
It feels disjointed.
It feels like they got to force it to 88. Like we got to get CD involved. And I'm not blaming it on him. Great player, all that. But it just feels weird now with how they've tried to put the puzzle pieces together, getting CD back and having Pickens doing what he was doing. It's like they forget about him.
Yeah, I think somebody just asked me on Twitter, is there any positives? I really will be honest with you. The only positives I could take away from this game is that, like, Ryan Flanoy is clearly your receiver 3. I just don't want to see that. I think Turpin is like a thought. You know what I mean? Like it was who's the tight end that we always thought would be good, Zach? I forget his name.
Like an older tight end, like Blake Jarwin?
Not Blake Jarwin, the big receiving tight end. But anyway, you always thought he would come along at help me out, chat. You always thought he would come along at training camp and he would play basketball at Baylor, whatever.
Oh,
Rico Gathers. Yeah, like that's who Kevontae Turpin is. You have these, like, man, if you can just get Kevontae Turpin going and, he can do this. And remember that play he had where he took a slant to the crib? Yeah, but he just doesn't do receiver things well. And he's little and he's a hard target for Dak to find. Just put Turpin in there and just make him receiver 3. Like you don't have to outthink it. And I think that's kind of what you're getting at, Zach, is that, and Chad, I see you guys, man. Shout out to you guys. This will be a therapy session. So take your time with me and Zach. I mean, this is one of those moments.
Tough.
This is tough. And but in all honesty, guys, you know, Turpin, no need for him. I don't even know how many reps Tolbert played tonight. Just you're not going to use Mingo. He's been inactive for however long. You need to move forward with Flournoy, and honestly, I don't know if Pickens will be on the team next year. Then really get Flournoy ready. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's starting to sound like, and I mean, the way it's going, I hate saying this. I want to keep Pickens on his team, but this team isn't going to be good this year. I mean, it's going to take literally a miracle. You're going to have to trade for multiple people. You're going to have to pray Overshown gets back and plays well. You're going to have to pray that Revel can be anything. But we got to buy next week, right, Zach?
Yeah. Yep. And then it's off to Vegas.
So a terrible loss. This is an awful loss. You're sitting on this for 2-3 weeks, whatever, 2 weeks. Man, this team is not doing anything, bro. I would not be surprised if they make the Vegas game a game. And this where we're at now, you could possibly lose that game. But I say all that to say, man, if it's a team willing to offer you a first or second round pick for George Pickens, do it. Yep. I mean, go in a full rebuild and tear this thing up from the ground, because at the end of the day, man, you're just not going to be able to do enough to make a run. Now, there were some bad losses in the NFL this week, but the problem is you don't have a signature win. You have a signature tie, but this team doesn't have a signature win, Zach. And the reality is Shotty's learning on the job. He's not ready. And this is what, I used to be coined as a Mike McCarthy apologist. Well, one thing that Mike McCarthy did create was stability. Right now, the team just feels like it has no stability. The Micah situation, every one of Diggs' situations, just name them. Training camp, I mean, just name all of it. You don't know what you're doing with Mozzie. You don't have a plan rotation-wise. You don't have a plan for your offense, because, it was easy early on where you just, boop, bop, boop. Now you have two horses back. You don't know how to use them. This team will not throw a fade to save their life. Won't give Pickens a chance in the red area. And it's now starting to feel like you're actively not getting this guy the ball. The offense started to roll when you got Pickens involved. So that was kind of ranty, chat, but it just feels like at the end of the day, this team, more or less, just feels like they're disjointed, and I have to blame the head coach.
I got a bone to pick with Shotty about the accountability thing. For some reason, he has made Jaden Blue the poster boy for accountability. You fumble, you're not going to be active. Well, where is the accountability on the defensive side of the ball for any of these guys? I know that at some point you start running out of guys, but what's the difference between Kyer Elam being out there and somebody you call it from the practice squad at this point? I mean, I have said the personnel is so bad that I'm not going to get on Eberflus that much. I am at the point now that it's probably just time to move on. I think the players are giving up. I think they don't believe in the scheme and what they're doing. Obviously, the big plays, just spot dropping in zone coverage on 2nd and 19, giving up a 20-yard pass, 3rd and 18, giving up a 19-yard pass, spot dropping to the sticks. Somebody catches it a yard or two in front of the first down, easy first down. It's time to do something, because you're probably not making the playoffs. So what does making a change somewhere hurt? And I've always said, the changing the coordinator is going to be the easiest thing to do, because you're not rebuilding the personnel this year. And I would actually love to, maybe we can do a show on this later this week, about how many defensive players are going to be gone next year. Dallas is not tied to a whole lot defensively. If you go and look, I think Wanye Thomas is on a 1-year deal. Donovan Wilson's contract's out. I think Malik Hooker's cuttable. Kenny Clark has an out in his contract. They're going to get a chance next year to rebuild. And I agree with you. If you can move on from Pickens and get a top pick for him as much as I want him here, you're just so bad defensively that you just need all the draft capital you can get and try to rebuild this thing. I've never seen a defense, I swear, ever seen a defense give up the plays that this Dallas defense does. And like,
how about the play to McBride when it was you got to stop, and they just right down the middle of the defense. I mean, but this, Zach, this is our vent session right here because I told people, you want to see Marquise Bell, you got him. You want to see Wanye Thomas, you got him. And now you see what it looks like? Terrible. Those guys aren't good, bro. Like, and my word for this team is pedigree. That's going to be my word when describing what this team needs. You need pedigree on defense. You have undrafted and 5th round picks and undrafted guys and 6th round picks and undrafted. You have bottom level players in the back end of the defense. These guys aren't good enough. I'm watching Wanye Thomas come up, not make a tackle. Like, at least Donovan Wilson would have got these guys to the ground, bro. On a post or whatever, slant, whatever is the end breaker. Can you at least get him to the ball? I mean, get him to the ground.
Terrible
and
angle.
Definitely fire Eberflus. That's fine, but that's not gonna make these guys better. You haven't invested on that side of the ball
at all.
Haven't. Like,
well, when they missed.
Yeah, you missed. And then you're overvaluing guys like Bland. Like, I do think that Bland is still good. I don't want to just throw him away, but I got to call him out tonight because he was god awful. But, as I watch this team, you can tell they don't believe. Like, you can tell they're just like, man, we don't think that we can play.
The body language is terrible. You can see it.
And that's what I mean by you have to do a overhaul of this. And the only way you could do an overhaul and get the pedigree right is by getting more picks. You don't need to give up any picks, bro. You don't. Trey Hendrickson is not going to come in and change this. Overshown's not going to come in and change this. And I hear people talking about the tackles, and I'm pretty sure pretty soon people are going to be starting to talk about the tackles and want to draft another tackle. But I would not do that. I'm not changing my mind, just like I wasn't changing my mind on getting the number 2 receiver. I'm not changing my mind. This team has to fix the pedigree on defense. Defensive coordinator, players, Zach. You don't have good players.
Somebody's asked how much Jerry Jones was paying us, and it's like, dude, who do you think built this team? Like, they haven't invested, and when they have on the defensive side of the ball, they haven't been good. Somebody put in the chat, Mozzie Smith, Sam Williams, Marshawn Nealon, Ezeraku has been good. But they don't put money in the safety position. They have neglected the linebacker position since Leighton Vander Esch. They want to draft a tackle and edge rusher so bad in every draft that they've just decided to not select any safeties or any good top linebackers, corner. They've just invested their money wrong. And when you can go down this entire defense and just point at where they went wrong, and it builds up to what you see on the field right now with how bad they are. Like, you start putting the puzzle pieces together, you understand why it looks like this. And I'm not sure that just switching out the defensive coordinator is going to fix anything with how they are right now. And I agree with you. Troy Aikman said it on the broadcast. Trey Hendrickson was on this exact defense last year. The Bengals were the worst defense in the league, like you are right now. He didn't change anything. Like, this would be something that you'd have to have 6-7 guys to even maybe notice a difference, because they're just that bad at every single spot. And when a 7th round, we keep forgetting, I have no idea what he is. Reddy Stewart is the best defensive player on the field, but behind Ezeraku, you got a problem. And I will say Clowney played good tonight. But
Clowney played good.
I mean, that's it. Like, you can count on one hand how many guys game in, game out come to play and play well. And I think it is time to start, like, this draft, they got to get right. Like, they do. The next two drafts are going to be huge for what this team can reach, because the window is going to eventually close with Lamb and Dak. And if they keep Javonte and if they keep Pickens, you got to get these next few drafts right. You can't have a Mozzie Smith. You can't have a Luke Schoonmaker. You can't have a Marshawn Nealon, like you have to hit
all throughout the draft. And I think that the sad thing is, you know, you hear Jerry all day, oh, we're trading. Do you think that maybe that, I don't know, that the team was focused? I don't know. Watching Dak in pregame and hearing him talk, he had that sweaty Dak. Like he was too high for the game. And I don't know. But what I want to do now is I want to recap our thoughts on the offense, Zach. I want to recap our thoughts on the defense and kind of take it position by position. Well, not play by play, but really our overall thoughts of like what happened. And then honestly, Zach, I don't know. Like, I have nothing. Like, this is the first time as a Cowboys fan where I can say, I'm here for you guys. We can answer questions, but I don't know. Like, because I can say that I believed in Shotty, but as I start to see things with this talent on offense, and I'm not going to give you guys the tackle or, yeah, they played bad, but bro, this is a 2-5 team. You shouldn't have looked that bad on offense. Not for three quarters, you couldn't score a touchdown.
Yeah.
You didn't score your first touchdown to the fourth quarter, correct, Zach?
Third. Yeah. No, I don't see it on here. It was the first time they've been shut out in the first half where they didn't score any points on offense since 2021 against the Broncos.
Yeah.
That's how long
I think, and that's where that, yeah. So let me see. Yeah, your first touchdown came in a no. Well, that was no, yeah. Sam Williams' touchdown was in the second quarter, but that was special teams. So the offense did not score for a touchdown until the fourth quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Cowboys, number 2 offense in the league. Can't have it. You know what I mean? And I mean, like, this offense and, what they want to do and everything, you needed to show better than that, and you didn't, especially in Jake Ferguson. My God, I want to talk about this guy. So I'm ranting, and this is therapy. So let's now ask the right questions, and let's recap it correctly. Zach, the offense. Do you want me to start, or do you want to start, sir?
Go ahead.
Okay. The offense. I think that what's happening is, as I watched this game, I started to see that Shotty is trying to get the ball to players who just don't have it as he would think they do. Ferguson doesn't have it, bro. Has a lot of catches, has no ability after the catch. Him and Dak aren't on the same page. He had a big fumble. And in the red area, it's like he's trying to force things to him when it's like Shotty, especially on that first drive. You need to get George Pickens involved. What is so hard about that? Reddit, the 10 and in, he's a walking bucket for a fade or a corner or something. So that was early on. Then actually, as the game went on, I'm like, okay, now we're getting away from the run game. Now we're just letting this D-line pin their ears back. And my biggest takeaway that I think about, because when I look at it, yes, CD finished with a nice game, but I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, okay, 15 attempts, 83 yards. Javonte Williams was averaging 5 yards a carry. 5 yards a carry. Are we pressing him the ball? No, we're not. We're not pressing him the ball. Jake Ferguson, 7 targets. I mean, I guess. You know what I mean? Can those targets go elsewhere? Ryan Flanoy, 2 targets, 2 catches. Kevontae Turpin, 3 targets, 2 catches. It just doesn't, it's not adding up to me, bro. Like, in his CD's target share and his receptions, Zach, I'm watching Will Johnson. I'm thinking to myself, Will Johnson breaking the ball up. Somebody who I remember me and you talking about him ad nauseum. Like, man, you know what? I think people were wrong about this Will Johnson. And I'm watching CD not come back to the ball. My overarching thoughts about this offense, and I'll let you go, Zach, because I've gotten long-winded, and I apologize, chat, you guys listening back to this. I don't want to take up all the time. My overarching thought, Zach, we are not looking at who's the best player on the field right now. I'm going to say it, bro. The best player on this offense right now is George Pickens. I'm just going to go that far and say it. That his targets, his vibe, he needs to, if you're going to have him on this team for however long you do, because we just tried to trade him early, he needs the ball more. Zach, what are your thoughts about the offense?
So we said it earlier. The easiest word is disjointed with how it feels with the offense. And this is what I wonder, right? What offensive coordinator, what head coach, game planner goes into an NFL game and they're like, okay, we're going to be down 17 or 20 points. Like that we're going to be down that. Nobody, like I don't think any NFL team goes into a game and is like, we're going to be down 20 points. We're going to be down 24 points. We're going to have to make up this much ground and have to get away from the run and have the defense pinning their ears back and have to do this and this and this. That's where I might give Shoddy a little bit of grace. But at some point, you have to know your team. You have to know your defense and know that if the offense can't push the ball down the field and get points, it could get really ugly really fast. So I understand the idea of you have to get away from the run game and Javonte Williams once you're down. What was it? 17-0. I'd have to look at the play-by-play. You're down 24-10, or you're down 24-7. Like it becomes really weird on offense, I think, because you have to get away from the run game and you have to just drop back and keep throwing the football and keep throwing the football. And it turns really ugly when you have an offensive line and Terrence Steele. They have an out in his contract. Go. Like Terrence Steele needs to be gone. He is killing you at right tackle. Oh my goodness. We're going to go back and watch the All-22 after this. It was bad. Just on the TV copy alone, way too much pressure given up. And that's really, I mean, that's a problem. This game started out really, really well. The red zone thing happened. Then the Cardinals go 15 plays, 60 yards in 6.5 minutes. And then the next offensive possession, when you know, even with it at 3-0 Cardinals, we have to get it going here. The next offensive possession is 3 plays, negative 12 yards in 1.5 minutes, and you kick the ball back to the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're down 10-0. It's just, I'm not completely doubting Shoddy. I don't think it's over for him, but they got to figure out something offensively with how they're game planning. I agree with you. Pickens is the best player on the field. I think it's taken some time for Lamb to really get back and like 110% to himself. And they're just, I would say, force the issue. Force the issue. Force it to Pickens at all costs. I know he had the fumble, but just disjointed and sloppy. You cannot put the ball on the ground 3 times and expect to win a game. You just can't do it. Doesn't matter how good or bad your defense is. You cannot fumble and have 4 drops, 3 balls put on the ground. Like, that's losing football.
Before we move on from the offense, I want to talk about a few negatives on the offense. For me, Steele has to go. You said that. You hit on that. Jake Ferguson, I just want to stay here. Him and Dak aren't even on the same page anymore, Zach. Like, on the scene, that should have been a big play. You didn't hit on that. They're throwing this guy the ball in the flats like he has yak ability. Like Jake Ferguson hasn't broken a tackle all year, dude.
And you know what's
we're giving him the ball.
We talked about it at the beginning of the show about them paying guys on the defensive side of the ball, and they're not working out. Like, dude, Ferguson's price, if you wanted to keep him, would be so much cheaper than what they just signed him for. Like, they should have just let him play this year out. What do you think happened, though? I don't know. Like, I cannot, point. I mean, the knee injury in 2024, was it 2024 against the Browns? Like, yeah, the knee injury, Ferguson. And then, dude, I don't know what's happened. He was a yak guy. He was tough to bring down, hurdling guys. Like, dude, he can't do any of that. And then you add the drop passes on top of it, it's 10 times worse.
And the sad thing is, bro, I don't think that Brevin Spanford is better, but I think he helps you more in the run game because you can get those edge runs off. I mean, Javonte Williams has been a freaking godsend. If you want to talk about any positive from this game, it's 33. But again, you feel bad for the guy because he has the fumble late, right? He has the fumble late. So you can't give him an excuse. But I mean, bro, the dude is blocking, he's running hard, he's running through arm tackles, he's giving his all. And then you see Fergie, you like, oh, you're supposed to be doing stuff like this. You're supposed to be blocking. He had the holding call where the guy gets past him, he grabs him right in front of the ref. Like, I just can't with these guys, man. And like it makes me wonder. You're not going to, but it makes me wonder, should Brevin Spann-Ford at least get a look over Schoonmaker or Fergie? Like, this sucks, dude. Like, you cannot tell me that there aren't people who are like, bro, Brevin can do this. He's a bigger body. He's more physical. Like, he'll at least catch the ball. He's going to do the exact same thing that Ferguson's going to do. Catch the ball and get tackled.
Yep.
So
yeah,
that was one of my gripes.
Spann-Ford.
Yeah.
In the passing game.
That was one of my gripes. So, I mean, the offense really was a net negative. I think, honestly, I'm tired of talking about the defense. I'll give my brief recap on the defense, Zach. I think that Bland was worse than Elam, which is hard to be. But Elam was bad again too. You said it. Reddy Stewart was your best player. Marquise Bell, not good enough. Wanye Thomas, who everybody, oh, please let Wanye Thomas play over Donovan Wilson. Not good enough. These guys are undrafted for a reason. All these stories and man, look, bro, no, the pedigree isn't right. You're not going to take a poodle to a pit bull fight. You're not going to take a Cocker Spaniel to fight a Doberman Pinscher. You're not. And so my synopsis of the defense, I did like the way that Clowney played. Clowney played with great energy. Ezaraku continues to show something, but and all in all, this team looks like they've quit on defense. And for that, it definitely is probably time to fire Matt Eberflus. Just put him out his misery. I don't know who you would want to call the defense, probably Nick Sorensen. Special teams coach. The problem with that is I don't like the way the special teams is played. I do. So what it is, Zach, I actually do like the kicking game, but I don't like the receiving game. And I don't like some of the other things on defense. But all in all, Zach, my overall recap of the defense is bad. Nothing else is. I mean, there's no groundbreaking news. The defense has just been bad. What's your thoughts?
That's kind of like I feel like there's no, what would you call it? There's no more like, there's nothing to talk about with the defense. All of it's been said. They're just not good enough. But before I go into it a little bit more, I want to tell you guys about Sleeper, sponsor of the channel, both of our channels this football season. Shout out to them. I was so close on my sleeper picks for this game, and I missed it because Schottenheimer doesn't want to kick field goals. All right, he doesn't want to kick field goals. I had Brandon Aubrey more than 1.5 field goals made. He had one. And then Pickens, more than receiving yards. That one hit. Dak Prescott, more than passing yards. That hit. Marvin Harrison Jr., more than 58.5 receiving yards. That hit. And all because Schottenheimer don't want to kick his little field goals. All right. Yeah. That would have been 10 into $50. So shout out to Sleeper. Thank you guys for sponsoring our channels. We really appreciate it. You guys go check it out. You can use code DoubleMove or code is it Footsdaking or Foots?
It's just code Foots.
Code Foots for a 100% deposit match up to $100. Thank you to Sleeper. The defense. All right. Once again, I think you have the same issues that they've been having at linebacker and stuff. Now, I want somebody to explain to me. I genuinely think against this defense that you could throw the ball into the flat every single time and pick up 8 to 10 yards. I guarantee it. If you just flip it out to the running back, throw it out there in the flat a little bit, 8 to 10 yards. I don't know. I'm just so put out by the defense, and the only way that they make a trade and I'm excited about it defensively, because that's where it's going to be at, obviously. The only way I'm excited is if it's somebody for the next 2 to 3 years that you can build around. So Crosby, or Jeffrey Simmons or someone like that. I do think they need a solid foundation piece that's not Osa, that's not Bland, that's not who else did they pay? I mean, I really don't have anybody else on that side of the ball. It would be nice to have that foundation piece because that was Micah, but you don't pay Micah, and the corner you paid is getting toasted. I mean, I've never seen Bland play that bad. That was the worst game of his career. Got to be. You go see the numbers by Next Gen Stats and PFF. See what they like tagged him with. But it seemed like they were going after him. Out of all the corners you had on the field, they could have went after Elam. They could have went after Stewart. They could have went after Marquise Bell. And they chose to go after your $90 million corner. That's not a great sign for your defense. I think that's just kind of where you are. And if they make a trade and it's for a guy that's going to be here and make a difference for the next 2 years, I won't say it's bad at all. Like I'll be excited that maybe they can help this year. It's not saving the year, but going forward, no half-year rentals, no guy that's on an expiring rookie deal, this or that. But yeah, I mean, it's same thing that we've said. It feels like for the 8th week in a row. Yeah.
Hey, at least me and Zach are here smiling with you guys. We love you all. To me, the only trade that would make sense at this point, take a flyer on Jeff Simmons, give up a first because you D tackle's a need. So give up a first, shake that room up, and then you would probably have to parlay that. I would probably try to get 3 guys. I try to get Jeff Simmons. I then try to add on Minka to the back end. Like I literally go every level of the defense. If not, if you don't feel like you're gonna do that, Zach, then don't do anything. Just stay pat, play the season out. It is what it is. We've been here long enough, Cowboys fans, that we I know when this team, like I said, the Dak pick was coming tonight. I just didn't know when. He made me right. I said that once they went down like 24-10, this game's over. They'll probably do enough just to make it interesting, but the game's over. And I've just said that I'm going to continue to say this, that the players aren't good enough. You could bring in Rex Ryan. You could bring in Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick's in North Carolina with bad players, and the team sucks. Like, you're in North Carolina, Zach, so you know, like, bring in whatever coach you want until this team gets good players and drafts good players, because now the problem is this. It's starting to look like Will or whoever's running these drafts. 2023 is hunting you. You went Mozzie and Luke Schoonmaker. Mozzie and Luke Schoonmaker. 2 players who have no impact on the game. And then you know what you said? Next year, we're going to do you one better. We're going to go Tyler Guyton and Marshawn Elam.
Yeah. For a team that relies that much on the draft, that's what you get.
So now these drafts and this player acquisition is now starting to look goofy. So, you know, you made a great point. Let's do that video this week, Zach. I would love to do, like, who are you keeping on this defense? Maybe we'll call it defensive Russian roulette. But now it's just starting to look like these drafts and how you're building teams and the eye for players just isn't good. And then what's happening, Zach, is you're trying to oversell us on guys in the back end of drafts, right?
Yep.
Wanye Thomas, Deron Bland. I mean, like, who's the last? I mean, Jordan Lewis was your last high pick that was good, and he was a 3rd round pick in the secondary. The secondary has just been complete, like, utter horse trash when it comes to pedigree. Yeah, pedigree. And these are the drafts that you're getting. And then, you know, you won't draft a safety, will not draft a safety, and you will not draft an off-ball linebacker. So now the middle of your defense is screwed.
Oh, they're paying for it. And here, this is where the player acquisition would make sense. If it was possible, I don't know if the Titans are really interested in shopping him or not, but let's say you get Jeffrey Simmons, whatever, you give up a 1st round pick. I promise you, whatever player you get in that 1st round is not going to match the production that you get from that guy in the next 2 years. I know you don't have him for 4, you don't have him for 5, but if you think your window is the next 2 to 3 years, That is the acquisition that they need to be going for. They've just done the same things over and over, and there for a while they did really good. 2014, you hit on Zach Martin. 2015, that was like La'el Collins. Who else was that 2015? I don't know. Zeke in 2016, Dak in 2016. Then you go 2017. They did miss on Taco, but like you look at how those stack up, and then how competitive they were in the years to come. Those 2020, that 2023 and 2024 draft is going to start haunting you now because we're a couple years removed. But I do want to give you guys a little bit of hope. I am from North Carolina, so I know a good bit about the Panthers. They rebuilt their defense completely in 1 year. They went from the worst defense in the league. They were doing a lot of what Dallas is doing this year, maybe not to that extent, but they completely rebuilt it, and they're like top 12 in rushing.
That
And
defense
what do
is good, man.
They have Derek Brown. They have some different J.C. Horn. But I mean, it is possible to completely clean slate and start over and have just your key pieces here and there and really try to rebuild this thing. But it requires Dallas and the front office to do something they haven't, and that's be aggressive. Go for it. Because if you just sit around, dude, this defense could look like this for years to come.
Well, and I think that's the reason why I've said that, like, I mean, you talked about it, like, we got to stop the groupthink when it comes to draft time. Like, groupthink has really screwed this team. Like, remember, Zach, we looked at Will Johnson, was like, man, I draft that guy. Look at him making play. You have not had anybody make a play like that this year. A simple bat down. I'd love to see our pass defense this year. You don't have anybody even close to that, Zach. And so I don't want to keep ranting. I know that we are both I'm honestly at a loss for words, and I don't want to BS you guys. So what we'll do is we hit 40 minutes, guys, and we thank you guys. Let's get to these supers, Zach, and I got to gather my thoughts, rewatch the game, but all I can say is, guys, you're paying for drafting bad players. You're paying for not having good players on this team. It just is what it is. Eberflus is doing what the players want. What we want. The players are the problem. Jerry should have traded. Yeah, this is good. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm glad that people are starting to realize that your personnel just isn't good enough. Yep. That's what I see. That's going to be my song and dance, and it is what it is. Sure, a good thing we played, but yeah. I mean, and Bland is a person that's going to come and say, man, I just didn't play well. He knows it. He's not going to make excuses, and hopefully he plays better, in 2 weeks, Zach, but season is shot. I'm telling you right now, this team's going to struggle versus the Raiders. Get ready.
Oh, Brock Bowers, it's going to cook.
Yeah, like this team, I'm telling you right now. Do we think Shoddy having to spend too much? No, I don't. You are the head coach. You wanted to call plays. This is what you get paid for. So no, I don't. You gotta. This is what entails being a head coach. You give us these stories about you want to be a head coach. You got to do it. Rebuild. Terrence still trash. Thank you, Marcos. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Coley, and thank you, Black Thunder. I appreciate you guys for that. I want to make sure I said you guys' name. Might as well get mad Foots because one of those first round picks is going to be a tackle. Eric, why is he doing this to me, Zach?
Because it's true. We all know. They're going to be looking at them tackles, bro. If they let go of Terrence Steele, you guys be prepared. It don't matter how good Nate Thomas is, bro. They are going to be, watch them. 2 first-round picks. One's going to be a tackle. One will be an edge rusher.
Zach, why are you doing?
We're going to talk about all these linebackers, these corners. They're going to go take a tackle.
Love to you and Zach out from Cali. Much love, man. Shout out to you, CT, on the West Coast. Realistically, do you guys think it's possible? Do you think it's very possible that we lose every game from here on out? You two always dry fire. I mean, I don't know at this point. I mean, I didn't think that. I mean, Dak at a point was in an MVP bag. I don't think he's in that bag anymore, CT. But losing every game, I mean, I don't see that happening. But playoffs, unless God puts his hand on this team, I don't see playoffs happening. So you'll probably be around 7 wins, 6 wins, but You'll do just enough to make it interesting, like you play the games, and then you won't have a chance, or somebody will get hot. I mean, the sad thing about it is the NFL was really quirky this weekend, right? Lions lose, Packers lose, the things, but
Bears almost lose.
Yeah, but you had some rough losses. Who can realistically grow with a trade at the end? Oh, grow with a trade. Max Crosby. You can have Max for what, next 3 years, and that he could be a big reason why your defense plays better. Max is going to play hard. He's going to do the right things, but you're giving up 2 first rounds for Max Crosby. So if you want to come off 2 1s, cool. And I can't even say that I would be mad at that because you haven't drafted well. So, like, I can't say that I would be mad, but
at what point do you stop investing in the defensive end position, though? Genuinely, bro. Like, when do you stop with the drafting one every single year with a top 100 pick? Like, I honestly think that has been one of the biggest issues. Tackle and edge rusher. They seem to value those 2 positions more than any other team in the league. They really, like, I would love to see the numbers on how many other teams have taken tackles or just offensive linemen in general and pass rushers as much as this team has, and neglect the defensive interior, the linebacker room, the safety room, even the corner room to an extent. Bland was a 5th round pick. It's not like they took him in the top 15 pick.
Well, think about it too, Zach. You're getting guys like Marshawn Neal. I like Ezraku, but you're not getting true game changers.
Not taking it high enough. So it just feels like you're kind of wasting it at that point.
If you wanted to get a guy in the first round, cool. But you getting guys like, they'll grow into it. They have a niche. Bro, Sam Williams and Marsh. I have seen more from Donovan Ezraku than I've seen from Sam Williams and Marshawn Neal. Period.
100%.
Right? Period. But like, that's just what it is, bro. Like, I'm at a loss for words, guys. And honestly, I'll say this: losing to Denver, I'm not gonna say it's shame, but you kind of knew like Denver's a really good team, really good defense, good personnel, great coaching. Even Sean Payton, he's been around with his shortcomings with him, Russell Wilson, their whole arguments. You kind of felt like, well, Sean would probably dial his defense up. Losing to Jacoby Brissett in a 2-5 team, I don't care how many close games the Cardinals have lost. Losing to that team the way you did, the game wasn't close. No. It wasn't close, Zach. I don't know, Zach. This is one I don't know.
To be that bad on both sides of the ball, Dak got sacked 5 times for 40 yards. Yeah. That's a tough. Yeah. I mean, we said it, like, this is the game that kind of, like, they lose this one, we're probably going to start our draft talk a little earlier, like, you just kind of, you're in a tough spot, 3-5-1. Like, the likelihood of coming back from that. If you guys could, please like the video if you're here watching. Let's get those likes. At least, not our fault. Cowboys are losing. Some love. Hey, they put me in foots out there at corner or something. Let me rush the passer.
We'll hold it down. Hey, listen. Yeah, please, guys. I know this week is going to be these next 2 weeks, Zach. We got 2 weeks, bro. Can you believe that? The defense is Zach's connection is being spotty like the defense. Let's wait till he comes back. We have 2 weeks, y'all. 2 weeks to talk about this stuff. 2 weeks, bro. Zach.
2. That's the tough part too. Like, you guys these Cowboys fans are not going to care about 2 weeks. Like, they're just going to be waiting for the Raiders game, and we got to figure out what to talk about for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Can you imagine that, guys? So if you guys can, give us a view, give us a like. We love y'all. I'll be doing prospect work. I'll also be doing Zach will come up with some good ideas and we'll tag team it together. We'll be here. I'm not going anywhere. That's one thing I don't do, run from adversity. I've been here long enough to know. So we will see you this week with Fansided over there on Fansided. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. See you guys on Fansided. We'll see you guys all over the net when we're doing our stuff. Obviously, this is a tough way to lose, But we'll talk about it, and I'm pretty sure the team is talking right now. I'm pretty sure Jerry Jones has had his State of the Union and the whole nine. So I will say this. The positive that I did come away from is you have found a gem, I think, in Ryan Flanoy. His touchdown, his catch to keep that drive alive. So I think that they need to just go to the drawing board and try to make – how many games you got left, Zach? You just played your 9th game? You have 8 games left?
Yep.
So you're not out of it mathematically, but you just know. Like, you know the energy's just off with this team. So, Zach, you got any closing arguments, bro?
No, that's it. Thank you guys for rocking with us tonight. I know that's a tough one to watch and then be like, yeah, I want to hear more.
Yeah.
You know, like it was a tough one, but we'll see if they actually make a trade. If they do, then me and you will probably be back on here.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about anything unless it's with Zach. I can't. I'm gonna cry.
Hey, it's our therapy session.
Can we get claps in the chat for Zach? Claps in the chat for myself. It's just tough, man. We love you all. We will see you guys next week. Tap into our other family around the stratosphere, because tomorrow and this week is going to be a rough one. Love you all. Peace.
See ya.